Cyrille Oudard, a phase that is well known from our member because you very often come and talk about different topics around technology in general. Today you will talk about the way to select the proper solutions. I use the plural solutions and to make sure that you have the right one. So maybe if you can introduce yourself and start the presentation and give us some insight about the best way to select a tool.
Thank you, François. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So very quickly about myself, I'm Cyrille Oudard, heading what we call the value engineering for EMEA at Kyriba for 6 years now, a long time. So of course, I will explain to you what is value engineering. And today, what I want to speak about is really about selecting a TMS and not speaking about the features and functions and product benefits that we could have with Kyriba. Of course, we are here and you can discuss with us on the booth, but it's really to, it's really to how to select, optimize the selection of your TMS. And as soon as you have a question now, probably you will go to and ask generative AI, what is the best solution to, what is the best option to select a TMS? Because we are very lazy now, you know. And I did the prompt to Gemini. Probably you know Gemini is a generative AI from Google. And you can see that a very interesting list of activities that you should perform to select a TMS. But honestly, I think if I had to speak about this today, probably you want to have a coffee now. So what I'm interested in here today is to speak about what is before the step one. Why should I start a project and what are the benefits I could have from this project? So let's define first what is value engineering, because it's not something that have been created by Kyriba. It has been created at the end of World War II by General Electric, and it can be applied to software industry, and we use this in Kyriba. And what does it mean exactly? It means that you want to unveil the value that is hidden in your processes, in your organization, maybe in the way you are managing your working capital, etc. There is some, let's say, hidden value here. And we want to unveil this value and doing some comparison, benchmark, and quantitative analysis, and to understand on each of the pillars, treasury, payment, risk management, working capital, we want to know what is the value that you could get from a project. And of course, this needs to be done very methodologically. So it means, like Paul Valéry used to say, anything simple is false, everything else is not usable. So we need to be between something simple and not too complex as well in terms of analysis. So we will use a lot of information that are coming from the corporate. We will use some benchmarks. We will use some, let's say, financial KPIs in order to do this analysis. But for sure, we need also to have a very clear step to understand where is the value in my project. So I really want you to keep in mind, that's why I put this picture. Of course, you recognize the good, the bad, and the ugly. There will be a question for those who knows this film just after. And I want you to remember those three elements during, for value analysis. The first one is the what. The what is really where I am today. So I need to diagnose where I am today, what is going well, where I could improve. So in this case, it's the very first point of the analysis. And I will, of course, detail a bit here how we do the what. And of course, the what, you know, it's Clint Eastwood. The second is the why. Why I should do this project. So what would be the benefits of my project in terms of quantitative benefits? And we will have here some benefits such as soft savings on saved hours, on hard savings on financial benefits, or even sometimes risk reduction. It can be very different type of quantitative benefits. And it's a bit more difficult, but this one is live on cliff. And third is the why now. Why I should do my project now? What is the problem if I don't do it now? What are the risks that I'm facing if I don't do this project? So anyone know the actor here? The ugly? Difficult, this one. Eli Wallach. Okay, so now you know the 3 methodologies for value engineering and the name of the 3 actors. So let's have a look on each of these methodology, how you can perform the what, the why, and the why now. So on the what, why it is very important, because if you don't know where you want to go, or you don't know from where you start, you cannot create, let's say, your strategic roadmap, your different phases of your project, and you won't be able to evaluate, to assess each of the features and functions of the vendors. So in this case, we will work on really, let's say, doing a diagnostic on the current situation, on the processes, on the organization, identifying the pain points of the Treasury team, and also begin to identify some priorities. Of course, the objective is not to have something completely set up at this stage, but at least to identify what is at stake for me as a company, because I want to reduce my financial losses on FX, because I need more cash visibility, etc. And then it will allow you to define what is the strategic roadmap for you that I will be able to present internally to the C-levels, and that will adhere, that will be involved in my project. So we are able, this is an example, we are able for each process and sub-process of your organization to give you a score and to compare with the median score of the industry. We made more than 2,000 of that worldwide. So we have a large database where we can compare how you are organized, how you perform compared to your peers in the industry, in the revenue band, in the geography, etc. So here it's quite an extensive study from the cash management to the working capital optimization, and we have also more details by sub-process. So the second point is the why. The why is really what will be the benefit I will have at the end of the day when my TMS will be deployed. And here, this is the sentence we use all the time from Warren Buffett. I mean, I think he knows his business, this guy. And really here we are analyzing what are the benefits, the quantitative benefits. We have two approaches in this situation. We can have top-down approach or bottom-up approach. And we call it also sometimes, even if it's not completely the same, inside out, outside in, and inside out. Basically, the top-down approach will be to start from very global financial KPIs, and it could be the annual revenue, the COGS, the EBITDA, the gross margin, etc., the DPO, and we will use benchmarks. It could be public benchmarks, it could be internal benchmarks from AFP, ACET, PwC, and we will calculate what could be the benefits you will have from the deployment of your TMS. It can be soft savings, as I said before, so we call it soft savings for the saved hours in each activity. It could be also financial gain on more investment, on reducing the bank fees, on maybe reducing the FX loss, etc. And here, because it's top-down approach, we think that it is very important to have different scenarios, from a more conservative scenario to a more, let's say, achievable or it could be also moderate and achievable scenarios. The second approach on the quantitative benefits is to start from the ground, let's say from the detailed data, and it's a more bottom-up approach. And in this case, we will collect information from the teams, from the corporate team, and we will consolidate and, of course, evaluate what would be the benefits of deploying a TMS. At the end of the day, anyway, you will have a deck with the business benefits that you could present internally to convince that you need to start a project, and you will have exactly where are the functions I need, the what, and how much it will save to the company. It will add to the bottom line, the why. And now the last one is, okay, but why should I do my project now? And this is what we call the assess the do nothing scenario. What are the impact if I do nothing? So sometimes we call it also a risk and threat analysis. This is the name we have internally, the RTA. And on the risk and threat analysis, we will be able to show you what is the heat map of your risks according to the same taxonomy of processes. So it means the cash, the payment, the working capital, the financial transactions, etc. So we will be able to put together what is my business impact, what are my risks, and of course, what are my residual risks, because this is what is important at the end of the day. And of course, we will be able to compare all the risks between all the studies we made before. So here, this is a real heat map of European companies where we did a risk and threat analysis, and each point is a corporate that we assessed the risks and the business impact. And of course, when we do this kind of analysis, we can put the name of the company, where they stand, if they are more in the red or in the yellow or in the green. And the objective of this study is really to have a comprehensive deck, let's say, that you can show the C-levels in order for them to be able to, let's say, validate, confirm, approve the start of the project. And then, of course, the objective is that they will be completely onboarded, completely involved in the project. So to make the link with what generative AI told you at the beginning, of course, it's very interesting to look at what the generative AI will recommend you, because, I mean, it's coming from us, all of us. But what I want to say to conclude is, before starting what the generative AI will propose you, what we recommend, of course, it's not the only way to do it, but we recommend to do what we call a value analysis. We recommend to have a kind of go-no-go to be sure that everybody is onboarded for this project, and to have the sponsorship of a C-level that validated, that approved this value analysis. That's why we think that it is very important to present this analysis to a C-level. It could be a CFO or COO or CEO. And last point, the value should be delivered at the end of the day. So it means that after you deployed your TMS, it's not part of the selection, of course, but it's part also of the full journey, to be sure that at the end of the day, after 1 month and a half, or maybe 1 year and a half or 2 years, you will have the value that you expected. So we have also this kind of value analysis that we are performing after 1 year or 2 years of usage, to show that you are where you expect it to be. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Cyrille. Maybe comment, John, but I think it was quite interesting to present this concept, because what you try to do, it's to give at inception an idea of what will be the benefits of such a project, qualitative and quantitative, what is quite interesting is the benchmarking, because a lot of our members and across Europe are always asking the question, could you please help us in being benchmarked to the others to see if what we are doing and what we should do is aligned to what our peers, if possible, the same size, same complexity, are doing. So I like this dimension. And I like also the second part of the dimensions, to have the a posteriori control and check on the return on investment, because usually you just calculate and show or evidence the benefit upfront, but you forget to check on a regular basis, because it could be also a way to see if in the future you don't need to upgrade or to change your solution. But maybe a question for you: what does it mean for corporate? So they just ask you, you come, you give, let's say you have a discussion to collect a few figures, KPIs, volumetry, to assess the situation, because I need that it's not something I can do without this type of information. Then you work on your side and come and present the solution. Is that the way it works?
Well, just to start, I wanted to show you this process before the starting really of the project, because it can be done by Kyriba, but it can be done also by any consulting firm, and we probably have slight different approach. And indeed, when we detect that the corporate is not sure about starting his project and the budget is not yet available, so in this case, we propose to collect. I mean, we present the approach. We are not camping on the premises of the corporate and just sending some questionnaires. So it's about 3 to 4 questionnaires of 20, 25 questions each, depending on the why, the what, the why, and the why now. And then we will present the first draft, collecting the feedback from the Treasury team, and adjusting the figures, the messages, and then we deliver a final report that will be presented to the C-level internally, or we do it also. We can present it to the CFO. So it's clear for the corporate that, I mean, we are a vendor. It's free of charge for the corporate, but hopefully I'm paid. But it's important that the corporate, I mean, it's not a surprise. It's Kyriba did it. But for me, it's important that it's really as much as objective as possible.
So you come after the project is validated internally?
No, before.
Okay, so before to help validating the project to the top management,
before issuing any RFP, if there is
without
an
having
RFP.
a green light for a certain budget or at least an envelope.
Yes, exactly. So I would say it's kind of also in competition with some of our partners, big consulting firms, etc. But it's another option that is made available.
And knowing that you have external integrators, you integrate also the fact that there is a solution and the integrators on the other side. So you combine all the costs.
Yes, exactly. We do then a full 5-year projection, including the recurring fees, the implementation fees. It could have also some other costs. For instance, if there are some Swift costs to be added, etc.
And when it comes to the benchmark, are you benchmarking by sign, by industry, by geography? What are your...
Exactly. We have, to be honest, by geography is quite difficult because sometimes it's not, sample is not large enough, but by revenue band, it's the one we are using.
And it's worldwide because you have worldwide activities.
Exactly.
Okay. I think it's quite interesting because it's always a challenge for advisors to find the benchmark and to explain to the customers what the peers are doing. And it's really difficult to find first what are the peers, or what are the similar companies, and to make sure that you have a proper, let's say, comparable, just to make sure. But it could be a way to enhance and to push, or to give, let's say, a kick to the management. It's okay, if you are on your chart behind your peers, it's maybe time to move and to move up. Thanks a lot for this insight. So if you want to have more information, feel free to visit the Kyriba stand at the entrance, if I'm correct,
exactly.
And ask further information, or maybe invite Cyrille to send his questionnaires. Thank you very much.